They requested soldiers from Earth. We delivered executioners, Part 1. The message came without warning across every channel the Galactic Concord controlled. The words appeared in perfect translation on screens, in council chambers, on trade stations, and inside the minds of telepathic diplomats. The message was short and urgent. The swarm had broken through the outer rim defenses. 3 entire systems vanished in less than 1 cycle. The insectoid horde consumed planets, stripped them bare, and moved on. And without pause, the Concord needed help now. Leaders from 29 species gathered in the Great Hall on Nexus Prime. The room floated in orbit above a gas giant. Its walls shimmered with star maps showing red zones where the swarm advanced. The High Speaker, a tall, feathered being from the Averin people, stood at the center podium. His voice carried calm authority, but fear edged every word. We have fought with honor and precision for cycles, yet the enemy grows faster than we can respond. Our fleets, it hold ground, but we bleed ships and lives. We must call for aid from every member world. Murmurs rose among the delegates. Some species nodded in agreement, others shifted uncomfortably. The Clithar, a race of crystalline beings, spoke first. Our warriors excel in defense grids and energy barriers. We will send 3 legions. The Zenthari offered their stealth scouts. The Vorath promised heavy armor walkers. Each species listed what they could give. The numbers added up slowly, too slowly, then the human. Our ambassador stood. The man wore a plain gray suit with no decorations. His name was Elias Kane. He came from a world the Concord had contacted only 5 standard years earlier. Humanity was young in galactic terms. Their technology lagged behind in many areas, yet they had achieved faster than light travel through stubborn persistence. The other delegates watched him with polite curiosity. Elias spoke in a clear, steady voice. Earth has received your request. We understand the danger. We will contribute. As soldiers as you ask. Our government has already approved the deployment. The hall grew quiet. Everyone waited for details. How many troops? What kind of equipment? What support would they need? Elias continued. The first transports will arrive at the forward base on Kalis Prime within 10 cycles. We ask only for landing clearance and basic supply access. Nothing more. The Averin High Speaker tilted his head in surprise. That is generous, yet you give no numbers, no unit types, no timeline for full. A commitment. Elias met the gaze without flinching. Our contribution will meet your needs. The reply was formal and complete. No questions, no demands. The delegates exchanged glances. Some felt relief. Others sensed something odd in the brevity. A crystalline Clithar delegate asked, Do your soldiers require special quarters, food, medical support? We can prepare. Elias shook his head. They are self-sufficient. They bring everything required. Thank you for the offer. The meeting moved on. Other species detailed. A council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth's surface. The United Planetary Council met in a secure bunker beneath the Earth Council, met in a secure bunker beneath the Pacific Ocean. Admirals, generals, and civilian leaders sat around a long table. Screens showed the swarm advance in brutal detail, billions of chitinous forms swarming over colony worlds. The footage came from dying probes and fleeing ships. The images left no room for doubt. The defense minister spoke first. The conquered wants disciplined troops for coordinated defense. They expect perhaps 10,000 personnel at most, light infantry support roles. Nothing heavy. They fear escalation. They want containment, not destruction. A general with silver hair leaned forward. They said no annihilation. That is their rule. We follow our own rules when the enemy gives us none. The room stayed silent for a moment. Then the president nodded. Send the ones who know how to end threats, send the Reapers. The name carried weight. The 1st Penal Expeditionary Legion had formed decades earlier during the Unification Wars. Criminal soldiers and volunteers who had crossed lines most people never approached. They received training. No regular army could match. They learned to operate without support to fight when hope vanished, to finish what others started. Their sentences had ended long ago, yet they stayed, because the galaxy outside Earth remained dangerous, and because some people are built for the dark. Preparations moved. Quickly black transports lifted from hidden bases in Siberia, the Australian outback, and the Antarctic plains. Each ship carried 1,000 operators, armor. The color of dried blood waited in racks. Weapons hung ready, rail rifles, chain blades, grenade packs, medical kits, repair drones, everything needed for long hunts. The soldiers boarded without speeches, without families waving goodbye. Most had no families left. On the lead ship, Commander Mara Voss walked the corridors she had once faced execution. I'm for a mission gone wrong. The court spared her because the alternative was worse. Now she led the Legion. Her scar ran from forehead to jaw, a reminder of old debts. She stopped at the main bay and addressed her troops. The galaxy asks for soldiers. They will receive what they need. We do not negotiate. We do not retreat. We finish the task. No one answered. They did not need to. Helmets clicked into place. Red ocular slits glowed in unison. The ships jumped into the void. Back on Nexus. Prime. The Concorde. The analysts reviewed the human response again. The formal reply used different words from the initial request. The aliens had asked for soldiers. Earth answered with personnel qualified for high-intensity kinetic operations. The difference seemed minor. No one raised an alarm. The swarm pressed closer. Every ally mattered. Delegates from smaller species whispered among themselves. One insectoid diplomat from the Myriad Collective clicked mandibles nervously. Humans are new. Perhaps they misunderstand our... It weighs another delegate, a soft-furred being from the Lyran worlds, replied. Or perhaps they understand too well. The Averin High Speaker closed the session with a hopeful tone. Together we stand together. We push back the tide. The hall lights dimmed. The star map pulsed with warning red. The swarm waited for no one. 10 cycles passed quickly. Kalis Prime became a fortress world. Orbital platforms bristled with cannons. Ground bases housed thousands of alien troops from every corner of the conquered. Engineers built trenches, shield generators, supply depots. The mood stayed tense but orderly. Everyone followed protocol. Then the first human ship appeared on sensors. No fanfare, no greeting hails. The vessel dropped from hyperspace clean and silent. It bore no fleet markings, only a small stylized globe and the words, Special Contingent Earth. The ship entered atmosphere without asking permission. It landed on the main pad with perfect precision. The ramp lowered slowly. Figures emerged in segmented. Armor helmets showed no visors, only smooth plates with glowing red slits. Each soldier moved with calm purpose. They carried weapons that looked brutal. Rail rifles hung from slings, chain blades rested on hips, grenade launchers rested against backpacks. Every piece bore hazard symbols, skulls, crossed bones, warnings in languages no alien recognized. An alien liaison officer hurried forward. He belonged to the Zenthari race, tall and thin with reflective skin. He raised both hands in the universal gesture. Shav, welcome, welcome, warriors of Earth. We are honored by your arrival. Please follow me to the command center. We have prepared quarters and briefings. The lead human removed her helmet. Commander Mara Voss looked at the alien with calm eyes. Her scar caught the light. She spoke in simple words. We are here. No need for quarters. We will stage on the perimeter. Thank you. The liaison blinked. We have protocols, medical checks, equipment inspection. The commander shook her head. We are cleared. Our records are. With your system. We move now. Behind her, the rest of the Legion disembarked, line after line of silent figures. They formed no parade. They did not salute. They simply walked toward the defensive line, weapons ready, eyes forward. The alien officers watched in growing confusion. One Vorath commander muttered, They move like predators, not like soldiers. Another answered, Perhaps that is what we need. The humans reached the outer trenches and stopped. They began to dig in, not with machines but with hands and tools from their packs. They worked fast and quiet. Trenches deepened. Barricades rose, sharp stakes angled toward the enemy approach. No one spoke to the alien troops nearby, no greetings, no questions. Night fell on Kalis Prime. The sky glowed with auroras from shield generators. The swarm remained distant, but sensors tracked their approach. Billions of forms gathered beyond the asteroid belt. They prepared the next wave. In the command center, the High Speaker reviewed troop dispositions, the human. A contingent appeared as a small red block on the map. 1 legion. Roughly 5,000 operators, the number matched the request. Yet something felt wrong. The block sat at the weakest point of the line, the place most likely to break first. The Averin turned to his aide. Send a message to the human commander. Remind them of our rules of engagement. We fight to contain. We do not seek total destruction. The aide nodded and sent the text. The reply came back almost at once. Rules understood. The line will. The hold no more words followed. The aliens waited. The humans waited. The swarm waited. And somewhere in the dark between stars, the galaxy began to learn what Earth really meant when it promised soldiers. They requested soldiers from Earth. We delivered executioners. Part 2. The sky above Kalis Prime turned dark red as the first swarm rift opened. High above the northern hemisphere, a tear in space grew wide. Black shapes poured out like oil spilling from a broken tank. Billions of them, drones the size. Heck of tanks, warriors with razor limbs, queens guarded by thick carapaces. The horde fell toward the planet in waves. Gravity pulled them down. They screamed in unison, a sound that vibrated through armor and bone. Alien troops in the trenches braced themselves. The Zenthari snipers took aim with long plasma rifles. The Vorath walkers powered up their cannons. The Averin flyers circled overhead, dropping shield drones. Everyone followed the battle plan. Hold the line, contain the advance, fall back in. Ordered. Stages if needed. No one spoke of victory, only survival. In the command center, screens showed the enemy numbers climbing. The high speaker watched with folded wings. His aide whispered, "The outer pickets are already gone. We lose contact every few seconds. The swarm adapts faster than we predict." Then the red block on the map moved. The human contingent left their dug in positions. They advanced straight toward the landing zones. No orders came from command. No request for support. They simply walked. Out not in neat lines, but in small packs out. Not in neat lines, but in small packs of 5 or 6. Each pack moved like a single animal. They slipped between rocks and craters, silent and fast. An alien liaison ran after them. His reflective skin flashed in panic. "Stop. You have no authorization. The plan requires coordinated fire support from artillery. You must wait." Mara did not turn. She kept walking. We wait for nothing. The liaison tried again. "Our rules demand restraint. We disable, we capture, we study. This is not extermination." Mara stopped then. She looked back. Her scar pulled tight when she spoke. "Study them after they eat your worlds. Restraint ends when mercy kills your own." The liaison opened his mouth. No words came out. Mara turned away. The packs disappeared into the smoke. The first contact happened in a wide valley. The swarm vanguard hit the ground hard. Drones scuttled forward. Warriors reared up. Mandibles clacked. The ground shook from their weight. A Reaper pack reached them first. 5 humans dropped to one knee. Rail rifles hummed. Power cells glowed bright. Blue streaks punched through chitin. One drone lost 3 legs and collapsed. Another warrior took a round through the thorax. Green ichor sprayed. The Reapers did not cheer. They reloaded and moved closer. Chain blades came out next. The weapons spun up with a high whine, monomolecular. On edges cut through armor like paper. One Reaper leaped onto a warrior back. He drove the blade down through the neck joint. The body jerked once, then fell. A second Reaper finished the job with precise cuts. No regeneration allowed. Alien observers watched from a ridge. Their scopes zoomed in. Body cam feeds streamed to the command center. The images showed humans wading through dead drones. They stepped over twitching limbs. They checked each corpse with quick stabs. No hesitation, no waste. A Zenthari. The swarm pushed harder. More rifts opened. The swarm pushed harder. More rifts opened. Fresh waves landed. The aliens fell back according to plan. Trenches emptied in sequence. Retreat signals flashed. The line bent but did not break. The humans did not retreat. They pushed deeper. Mara Voss directed her packs with hand signals. No radio chatter, no wasted words. One pack flanked left, another circled right. They cut paths through the horde, like knives through flesh. At the center of the valley, a large warrior drone reared up. It towered over the others, claws longer than a man. Thick plates covered its back. It roared and charged toward a group of Averin flyers. The flyers scattered. One took a hit and spiraled down. 3 Reapers moved to intercept. They did not shoot from distance. They closed in. One threw a grenade. The blast cracked the plates. The warrior staggered. Another Reaper jumped high, chain blade flashing. He landed on the back and cut deep. The third Reaper waited below. When the warrior fell, he drove a spike through the head. No twitch remained. The alien liaison who followed them stood frozen. He watched the Reapers carve tally marks into their gauntlets, quick scratches, one for each confirmed kill. Some arms already showed dozens. The liaison whispered, "They count the dead like trophies." Mara approached him. She wiped ichor from her blade. She spoke low. "We count to remember. Every mark means one less threat to our world, yours too." The liaison looked at her scar, then at the field of bodies. He said nothing more. Hours passed. The swarm assault slowed. The rifts flickered. Some closed. The horde hesitated for the first time in recorded history. The swarm faltered. They pulled back. Drones retreated. Warriors covered the withdrawal. Queens screeched orders from high above. The Reapers did not chase. They held the valley. They secured the ground. They checked every corpse again. No survivors left breathing. The alien troops watched from their new positions. They saw humans drag bodies into piles. They saw explosives planted in brood sacks. They saw fire consume what remained. In the command center, silence ruled. The high speaker stared at the screens. The red casualty markers for the swarm climbed fast. Too fast. The analysts worked quickly. Numbers flashed. Losses in the millions already. Containment achieved. No. The line held. The enemy broke. An aid. It spoke. The humans did not follow retreat protocols. They advanced. They killed. They did not stop when we signaled. The high speaker folded his wings tighter. They achieved the objective. The swarm retreats. We live another day. Another aide, a Clythar with glowing facets, replied, "At what cost? Our allies see this. They see no mercy. They see slaughter." The high speaker turned. His voice stayed calm. "We asked for soldiers. Earth sent what they have. We must speak with their commander soon. Outside, Mara Voss." I stood on a rise overlooking the valley. Smoke rose from the field. The auroras painted everything red. Her troops gathered around her. They cleaned weapons. They reloaded. They marked more tallies. Quiet voices murmured among them. One Reaper, a man with no hair and old prison tattoos, spoke low. "First wave broken. We hold the valley. Next, push comes soon." Mara nodded. "We stay ready. No rest until the job ends." She looked toward the alien base. Lights glowed there. Medics worked on wounded troops, supply drones. That flew back and forth. The humans needed none of it. A young Reaper approached her. He carried a data pad. He spoke softly. "Commander, the aliens send a message. They request a meeting. They wish to discuss engagement rules." Mara took the pad. She read the text. "Rules of engagement. Emphasis on minimum force. Necessary restraint. Acceptable losses defined." She handed it back. "Tell them the rules are simple. The enemy dies, we live, that is all." The Reaper nodded. He sent the reply. The aliens would receive it. Soon night deepened on Kalis Prime. The swarm remained distant. Sensors tracked small movements. Probes scouted for new rifts. The aliens repaired defenses. The humans patrolled the valley. They moved in shadows. They watched the sky. They waited in the command center. The high speaker prepared his words. He would speak with care. He would remind the humans of galactic standards. He would ask for cooperation. Yet deep inside, he felt a cold truth. The swarm had broken against human blades, not against plasma, not against shields, not against strategy, against raw purpose, against people who saw no difference between containment and extinction. The galaxy had asked for soldiers. Earth answered with something older, something harder, something that did not bend, and on the dark plain below the Reapers sharpened their blades. They counted their marks. They prepared for the next wave, because the job was not finished, and they never left a job unfinished. They requested soldiers from Earth. We delivered. On executioners, Sart. 3 days after the first clash, the swarm returned stronger. The rifts tore open wider this time. They appeared not just above Kalis Prime, but across the entire defensive arc. Dozens of gates spilled fresh hordes. The sky filled with falling bodies. The ground trembled under the weight. Billions more drones, warriors, and breeders hit the surface. The attack aimed to overwhelm every position at once. The Concord forces reacted fast. Shields flared brighter, artillery batteries. Roared plasma lances cut through the air. Flyers dove in tight formations. Walkers stomped forward, firing heavy rounds. The aliens fought with precision. Every shot counted, every retreat followed orders. The battle plan held for the first hour. Casualties stayed low. The line bent but stayed intact. Then the swarm focused on the weakest sector. The valley where the humans waited. Thousands of warriors surged toward that gap. They ignored other fronts. They poured everything into breaking the Reaper's Mara. So Voss saw the shift on her helmet display. She raised her fist. The packs reformed. They moved to meet the charge. No defensive stance, no waiting behind cover. They walked straight into the teeth of the enemy. The first pack hit a wall of drones, rail rounds, punched holes. Chain blades spun up. The humans carved paths through the mass. One Reaper lost an arm to a claw strike. He did not scream. He switched the blade to his other hand. He kept cutting. Another took acid spray across the chest plate. The armor. And hissed and smoked. He laughed, once short and cold. Then he threw himself forward, tackling a warrior to the ground. He drove his knife through the soft underbelly again and again until the thing stopped moving. Alien spotters on the ridge watched the feeds. Their voices rose in alarm. They kill everything, no distinction, no pause. The Zenthari liaison, who had followed Mara earlier, stood shaking. He spoke into his comm. They violate every code. We must recall them. This is madness, the Vorath commander. A nearby shook his heavy head. They hold the gap. If they fall, we all fall. Let them fight. The swarm pressed harder. A massive breeder queen landed in the valley center. She towered 30 meters tall. Her abdomen pulsed with eggs. Her guards formed a ring around her. She screeched a command. The drones redoubled their attack. They climbed over their own dead. They ignored wounds. They came for the humans. Mara pointed. The Reapers converged. 5 packs circled the queen. They did not shoot her legs to slow her. And they aimed high rail rounds, cracked her head plates. One Reaper threw a magnetic grapple. It stuck to her thorax. He climbed fast. Chain blade ready. Others followed. They reached the back. They cut into the egg sac. Green fluid gushed out. Thousands of unhatched larvae spilled across the ground. The Reapers stomped them. They slashed the sac open wider. They planted charges deep inside. The queen thrashed. She crushed drones beneath her. She tried to shake the climbers off. One Reaper lost his grip. He fell. At 20 meters. He landed hard. His leg bent wrong. He crawled back. He fired his rail rifle into her eye until it burst. He kept firing even after she collapsed. The charges detonated. The queen split open. Her body collapsed in pieces. The shockwave knocked drones off their feet. The Reapers rolled clear. They stood up. They checked weapons. They moved on. Alien observers stared. The liaison whispered. They destroyed a queen in open combat, without support, without loss of formation. In the command center, the high speaker watched the same feed. His wings trembled slightly. The numbers updated. Swarm advance halted in that sector. Casualties for the enemy spiked. The red markers vanished in clusters. The analysts spoke in low voices. The humans target leadership. They strike the core. They do not waste time on fodder. An aide approached the high speaker. We receive reports from other fronts. The swarm hesitates. They pull reserves back. They fear the gap. The high speaker nodded. Yet our allies grow uneasy. A myriad collective demands a meeting. They call the human methods barbaric. The Lyran worlds speak of withdrawal. They fear association with such slaughter. The high speaker closed his eyes for a moment, then he spoke. Send the liaison to the human commander again. Insist on a direct conversation. We must set boundaries. On the valley floor, the fighting slowed. The swarm retreated from the broken queen. They left bodies behind. The reapers walked among the dead. They checked each one. Quick stabs to our brain case. No chance for regeneration. They dragged larger pieces into lines. They arranged severed limbs in patterns. Some marked the ground with blood. They created crude symbols. No one knew what the symbols meant. Mara Voss knelt by a fallen reaper. She checked his pulse. He still breathed. She signaled a medic. The medic arrived fast. He applied seals. He injected stims. The wounded man coughed once, then sat up. He nodded, thanks. He picked up his blade. He rejoined his pack. The Zenthari liaison reached. And them, he approached with raised hands, Commander Voss. The High Assembly requests your presence. They wish to discuss the battle. They ask for restraint. They remind you of the Concord Charter. No unnecessary cruelty, no annihilation. Mara stood. She wiped ichor from her gauntlet. She looked at the liaison. Her voice stayed calm. We heard the charter. You fight to contain. We fight to win. You lose worlds. We lose people. The difference is simple. You ask us to help, you get our help. Our way. The liaison tried. And again, our sensors show your troops execute wounded. They destroy regeneration nodes. They leave no survivors. This exceeds acceptable force. Mara pointed to the field. Thousands of bodies lay still. No twitching, no healing. The swarm learns fast. If one survives, it tells the hive. If the hive knows mercy, it adapts. We give no lessons in mercy. We give lessons in finality. The liaison looked at the bodies, then at the reapers. Some sat cleaning weapons. Others sharpened blades. A few carved new tallies there. The arms showed rows of marks. Some counted over 100. The liaison felt cold. He spoke softly. You enjoy this. Mara met his gaze. No, we do not enjoy. We remember. We remember what happens when you hesitate. We remember colonies gone silent. We remember children turned to food. We do not enjoy. We finish. She turned away. The liaison stood alone. He watched the humans prepare for the next push. They moved with purpose. They checked ammo. They tested blades. They spoke in low voices. No fear, no doubt. Night came. And again, the auroras danced overhead. The swarm stayed distant. Sensors showed them regrouping. They built new rifts. They gathered numbers. They planned the next strike. In the alien trenches, troops rested. They ate rations. They repaired gear. They talked about the humans. Some called them monsters. Some called them necessary. The Vorath walkers stood silent. Their pilots watched the valley with respect. One pilot muttered, "They do not break. They do not run. They simply end things." The command center lights. The representative spoke soft. We joined to representative spoke soft. We joined to defend life, not to watch extinction. The high speaker raised one wing for silence. We survive because of them. The swarm retreats for the first time. The line holds. The cost is high. The method is harsh. Yet we breathe tonight because of Earth's. Answer. A quiet fell. The delegates looked at. Each other. No one argued further. Out in the valley, Mara Voss stood on a rise. She looked toward the horizon. Red glows marked distant rifts. She spoke into her comm. All packs report status. Voices answered one by one. Ready full load. No critical wounds. Holding position. She nodded, once more into the dark, she thought. Then she spoke low. Next wave comes soon. We meet it head-on. We finish what they start. The reapers heard her. They rose. They formed packs. They walked forward into the night. The galaxy. I watched through sensors and feeds. It saw humans who did not wait for orders. It saw humans who counted kills like days on a calendar. It saw humans who turned mercy into a forgotten word. And somewhere deep in the hive mind, the swarm felt the first real fear. It learned a new lesson. Some enemies contain, some enemies destroy, and some enemies make sure nothing ever grows back. They requested soldiers from Earth. We delivered executioners, Part 4. The swarm changed tactics after the Queen fell, and they stopped throwing endless waves at the main line. Instead, they sent small, fast strike groups. They slipped through weak points. They targeted supply depots, command posts, and shield generators. They aimed to starve the defense. They aimed to break morale. The Concorde scrambled to respond. Ships rerouted patrols. Flyers hunted shadows. Walkers guarded key sites. The aliens worked hard to adapt. The humans did not adapt. They escalated Mara Voss, gathered her pack leaders in a crater at dawn, the ground. Still smoked from the last fight, ash stuck to their armor. She spoke low. The enemy hides now. They strike and run. They think we chase. They think we tire. We do not chase, we hunt. We find their nests. We burn the roots, one leader. A woman with shaved head and old gang marks nodded. We push deep. We ignore the line. We go where the hive grows thick. The others agreed. No debate, no doubt. They checked gear. They loaded fresh ammo. They attached extra charges. They moved out in silence. The first deep strike. Then happened that night. 5 packs slipped past the forward sensors. They avoided alien patrols. They moved through ravines and ash fields. They followed drone trails. They tracked scent. They tracked heat. They tracked fear. They reached a hidden rift chamber. The swarm had dug it under a mountain ridge. The entrance hid behind rockfall. Inside the chamber glowed with bioluminescence. Thousands of drones guarded egg pods. Breeders tended larvae. Queens rested in alcoves. The hive pulsed like a living heart. The Reapers waited until shift change. Then they struck. They dropped from above. They cut through guards. They moved room to room. Rail rounds whispered. Chain blades sang. Grenades flashed in tight bursts. The chamber filled with smoke and screams. The swarm fought back. Claws slashed, armor cracked. Blood mixed with ichor. Yet the humans pressed forward. They reached the central pod. They planted charges. They set timers. They pulled back. The explosion shook the mountain. The rift collapsed. The chamber caved in. Thousands died in seconds. The hive mind felt the loss. It recoiled. It screamed across the network. Alien scouts found the site later. They saw the rubble. They saw the bodies. They saw human boot prints leading away. One scout sent footage back. The command center watched in silence. The high speaker spoke. This was not defense. This was sabotage. They struck the enemy core, without orders, without warning. An aide replied, they shortened the war. They removed a major breeding site. The cost to us drops. The high speaker looked troubled. Yet the method spreads fear among our own troops, among the swarm, among the council reports kept coming. More strikes, more hidden chambers, more collapsed rifts. The Reapers moved like ghosts. They appeared where least expected. They left only destruction. They took trophies, queen heads mounted on spikes, drone limbs strung like banners. They displayed them on the perimeter. Some alien troops stared. Some turned away. Some began to whisper, the humans do not fight. They. A punish word reached the council worlds. Delegates argued in private chambers. The myriad collective sent formal protest. They called the actions genocide. They demanded withdrawal of human forces. The Lyran worlds agreed. They spoke of moral lines crossed. The Vorath stayed quiet. Their warriors respected strength. They saw the results. The swarm slowed. The losses mounted. The galaxy noticed. On Kalis Prime, the alien liaison approached Mara again. He came with guards this time. He carried a data crystal. He spoke with forced calm. The High Assembly issues new directives. All forces must follow unified command. No independent operations. No strikes beyond the defensive arc. All engagements require prior approval. You must stand down your deep incursions. Mara took the crystal. She read the orders. She handed it back. We read it. We understand. We also understand the swarm still lives. The rift gates still open. Your worlds still burn. We stand down when the job ends, not before the liaison raised his voice. You, to risk the alliance. You make us look weak. You make us look cruel. The galaxy watches Earth's actions reflect on all of us. Mara stepped closer. Her scar caught the light. We asked for nothing. We came because you begged. We fight your war with our blood. You want clean hands. You want pretty battles. You want containment. We give you victory. You do not like the color of it. That is your problem, not ours. The liaison fell silent. He looked at the Reapers behind her. They cleaned weapons. They reloaded. I'd ignored the conversation they prepared for the next hunt. The liaison turned and left. He walked fast. He did not look back. That night, the Reapers hit another hive site. This one sat deep in enemy territory. They dropped from orbit in stealth pods. They landed silent. They moved through swarm patrols. They reached the queen chamber. This queen was older. Larger guards surrounded her in thick layers. The Reapers fought through every layer. They lost two. They kept moving. They reached her. They cut her open. On his rifle clicked empty. He drew his chain. His rifle clicked empty. He drew his chain blade. He laughed as they swarmed him. His body cam showed the end. He cut until they overwhelmed him. His last words came clear over comms. One more for the tally. The packs returned without him. They carried his helmet. They placed it on the perimeter. They added his mark to the count. The legion mourned in silence. They sharpened blades, they loaded fresh packs, they moved again. The swarm reacted, they pulled back from several fronts. They consolidated, they built stronger defenses, they focused fire on human positions. The aliens watched the shift. The humans drew the attention, the line held easier. The casualties dropped for other species. In the command center, the high speaker reviewed the latest scans. The red zones shrank. The swarm retreated in sectors. The analysts spoke, the humans, and forced the enemy to react. They dictate the pace. They bleed the hive dry. A Clithar delegate arrived. He glowed with agitation. We must act. The council votes soon. Some species wish to recall the humans. They say the cure kills the patient. The high speaker answered, the patient lives because of the cure. Without them we fall. We speak with Earth. We ask for moderation. We do not demand removal. He sent the message himself. The text went direct to Mara Voss. It asked for restraint. It reminded her of shared goals. It pleaded for cooperation. Mara read it. She showed it to her pack leaders. They read it. They looked at each other. They said nothing. Mara sent the reply short and clear. Message received. The job continues. We finish what we start. No more words followed. The strikes kept coming. The Reapers pushed deeper. They hit supply lines. They hit relay nodes. They hit brood worlds. The swarm lost cohesion. The hive mind fractured. Small parts rebelled. Larger parts fled. The galaxy saw the change. Fleets. I reported empty sectors. Probes found silent hives. The war-turned alien troops began to talk openly. Some called the Reapers monsters. Some called them saviors. Some started carving marks on their own armor. They copied the tallies. They counted their kills. They learned the human way. A few asked to join patrols. The Reapers allowed it. They taught quick lessons. They showed how to end threats. They showed no mercy. The high speaker watched the reports. He saw the shift. He saw his own forces harden. He saw the fear in the council. He knew the truth. Earth sent executioners. The galaxy asked for soldiers. Now it received both, and it could not look away. On the dark plains of Kalis Prime, Mara Voss stood alone. She looked at the stars. She thought of home. She thought of the ones lost. She thought of the ones still fighting. She spoke to the night low and steady. We keep going until nothing moves, until the hive dies, until the job ends. Behind her, the Reapers prepared. They checked weapons. They loaded charges. The requested soldiers from Earth. We delivered. Requested soldiers from Earth. We delivered executioners. Part 5. 6 months passed since the first human boots touched Kalis Prime. The war no longer looked the same. The swarm, once unstoppable, now bled from every wound. The hive fleets that once darkened stars now scattered like frightened insects. Entire sectors fell silent, probes, or returned with empty scans. No movement, no life, only ruins and ash. The Concorde watched the change with mixed feelings, relief mixed with dread, hope mixed with horror. The final push came without fanfare. The core nexus waited deep in swarm space, a moon-sized fortress carved from asteroid rock. Layers of chitin and metal guarded the heart. The central chamber housed the overmind, the source of every command, every scream, every birth. The Concorde fleet gathered at the edge. Massive carriers, battle cruisers. Our support ships, thousands of fighters waited in bays. The aliens prepared for the largest battle in history. They planned orbital bombardment. They planned ground assault. They planned careful stages. They planned containment. The humans planned nothing. They simply went. Mara Voss stood on the bridge of the lead transport. She looked at the tactical display. The Nexus glowed red on the screen. Layers showed defense grids, brood chambers, queen halls. The Overmind sat at the very center. She turned to her pack, to leaders. All packs load for deep breach. No extraction plan, no fallback. We go in, we finish, we come out when it ends. The leaders nodded. They checked weapons. They sealed armor. They boarded dropships. Black, sleek, silent. The ships left the transport. They fell toward the Nexus, like arrows toward a heart. The swarm detected them too late. Defense grids opened fire. Plasma bolts streaked past rail rounds, answered from the dropships. The human ships twisted, dodged, closed fast. One ship took a direct hit. Spun it exploded. No screams came over comms. The rest kept coming. They punched through the outer shell. They landed inside breach points. They disgorged Reapers. The fighting started instantly. Thousands of drones swarmed the corridors. Warriors charged from every side. Breeders spat acid. Queens roared commands. The Reapers moved in small teams. They cleared room by room. They used no cover. They used speed. They used violence. Rail rounds, cracked heads, chain blades, severed limbs, grenades cleared clusters. And they pressed deeper. Every meter cost blood, both sides paid, the humans paid less. One pack reached a queen hall. The queen rose tall. Her guards formed a wall. The Reapers threw flash charges. The room filled with light and noise. They charged through the blindness. They cut guards apart. They reached the queen. One Reaper climbed her leg. He drove his blade into the joint. Another fired point blank into her mouth. The queen fell. She crushed drones beneath her. The Reapers planted charges. They moved on. They left the body behind. Deeper still, the corridors narrowed. The air grew thick with spores. The walls pulsed like flesh. The Reapers wore sealed suits. They ignored the poison. They kept moving. They reached the final chamber. The Overmind waited. A massive, pulsing brain suspended in fluid tubes fed it energy. Tubes carried its will to every hive. The chamber guards numbered in the thousands, elite warriors armored in black chitin. They stood ready. They waited for the end. The Reapers arrived. They formed a semicircle. They raised weapons. Mara Voss stepped forward. She removed her helmet. She looked at the Overmind. She spoke low. You took worlds. You took lives. You thought no one would answer. Now we answer. The Overmind pulsed. It sent a wave of sound. It tried to break minds. It tried to command surrender. The Reapers felt the pressure. Helmets filtered most of it. The rest they ignored. They advanced. The battle lasted hours. No grand speeches, no heroic stands, just work. Methodical, brutal work. Rail rounds. I punched through armor chain blades carved deep. Grenades tore holes. Bodies piled high. The Reapers climbed the piles. They reached higher levels. They fought from above. They fought from below. They lost people. They kept fighting. A Reaper fell. His pack dragged him back. They sealed his wounds. They left him breathing. They continued. Mara reached the Overmind platform. She stood before the brain. She raised her chain blade. She spoke to it again. This ends now. She drove the blade in. She cut deep, fluid, like sprayed. She kept cutting. Others joined. They cut tubes. They severed connections. They planted final charges. They pulled back. The charges fired. The overmind split. It screamed across every frequency. The scream echoed through the nexus. The hive mind fractured. Drones froze. Warriors collapsed. Queens died without orders. The fortress shook. Sections collapsed. Rifts closed forever. The swarm died in waves. The silence spread fast. The reapers gathered survivors. They carried wounded. They collected tags. Quiet. The Concorde fleet arrived hours. Quiet. The Concorde fleet arrived hours later. They found the fortress gutted. No resistance, no life, only debris and silence. They sent teams inside. They found rows of bodies, swarm royalty laid out neatly, heads removed, heads arranged in careful lines like offerings. A single data slate waited on the central deck. The slate. I bore simple words. You requested soldiers. We delivered executioners. Next time you need help, be very specific about what kind you want, because this is the only kind we have left. 1st Penal Expeditionary Legion, Earth. The slate contained no demands, no requests, no threats, just truth. The fleet commander read it. He forwarded it to Nexus Prime. He said nothing more. On Nexus Prime, the High Speaker received the message. He sat alone in the Great Hall. The star map showed green where red once ruled. And the swarm gone. The war over. He looked at the words. He felt the weight. He summoned the council. Delegates arrived. They watched the footage. They saw the rows of heads. They saw the empty chambers. They saw the human ships depart. No parade, no cheers, just quiet exit. The Myriad Collective spoke first. They used angry clicks. They called it massacre. They called for sanctions. The Lyran worlds stayed silent. The Vorath nodded slow respect. The Clythar glowed soft. They understood cost. The High Speaker raised. One wing. We live because of them. The swarm dies because of them. We asked. They answered. We feared their way. Now we fear a galaxy without their way. The council fell quiet. No vote came. No sanction passed. The truth stood clear. Humanity gave what it had. The galaxy took it. Now the galaxy carried the scar. The human transports jumped away. They left no trace. They returned to Earth. No victory broadcasts. No hero welcomes. The Reapers landed in hidden bases. They removed armor. They cleaned weapons. They counted scars. They counted losses. They returned to cells. Some returned to sentences. Some walked free. All carried the same look. Eyes calm, hands steady. They waited for the next call. Mara Voss stood on a ridge overlooking the ocean. Wind pulled at her hair. She thought of the war. She thought of the dead. She thought of the living. She spoke to no one. This job ended. Another waits somewhere. We stay ready. Back on Nexus Prime, the High Speaker filed the slate in the deepest archive. He locked it away. He hoped no one would ever need to read it again. Yet he knew the truth. Some threats return. Some wars never truly end. When they do, the galaxy would remember. Earth's answer, and it would think twice before asking again. Unless the need grew desperate, unless the dark returned, unless the only choice left was executioners. The stars stayed silent. The galaxy healed slow. The Reapers waited quiet, in the shadows, between wars, in the places no one looks because some jobs never finish. They only pause.